Can you imagine wanting to get closer to God, wanting to dive into His Word, wanting to figure out who Jesus was and what it looked like when He lived, and not having access to a Bible? I work with Switchboard Missions, and our main goal is to disciple and equip and connect people to what God is doing across the world. Right now we're working in an area in northern Uganda called Lologi, specifically called Parwech. And these people have been in war for the past 25 years. It's ravaged their country. It's really had an impact on how they think, how they live. The war's over, but now they're trying to figure out what it looks like to live normally. What does it look like to have a life, and how does Jesus fit into that? There's a hunger for God there. There's a hunger for the Word, but there's no Bibles present, which is obviously a huge problem. They want them, and they come to get them, so we start passing them out. You have never seen a more beautiful picture of a hunger for the Word and an appreciation just for having a Bible. We would literally give them to them, and sometimes the women would bust out and just song and dance as they're like holding their Bibles in the air. And then afterwards they would just hit their knees and thank God for it. Just a really beautiful picture of what happens when the Word is planted in a community, when the gospel starts to take root. And we started seeing, like, although the physical projects were absolutely amazing, that what changes a community, what fights injustice and poverty and all these diseases and this trauma that's come from the war, is the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that is what's going to change an area. That's what's going to change a country. That's what's going to change an entire community. We also met a group of pastors there that they just want to plant as many churches as they can. They said, let's plant 1,000 churches in Uganda. They have no help. They're not partnered with any nonprofit. They're just some Ugandan men that have gotten hold of the gospel and want to spread it across their country. So we're really excited to empower and equip them. We're going to have a pastor's training conference this summer. So we're going to give them notebooks full of resources that help kind of explain different passages in different books, and then give them Bibles for their churches that they can take back all across northern Uganda. And their dream is to literally the whole country, and then continue on the whole continent of Africa. It's really cool. Uganda is called the Pearl of Africa. You think about how a pearl is made. You know, some dirt or sand gets in, and then with pressure, it's something that's nasty, but with pressure and something bad happening, it turns into something absolutely beautiful. You think about the war in Uganda for the past 25 years, it's something dirty, and it's been pressure and it's been hard, but now that it's done, it emerges as this pearl, this beautiful, beautiful thing. And I think God wants to do that. That is Jesus' heart in that area. If the gospel gets rooted in a community, things are going to change, and we get to be a part of that change. The people there believe in the impossible because they've seen a war that they've been brought through impossible situations. They've seen the worst that this life has to offer. They've survived, and they're so hopeful for what God's going to do for their country. So we're really blessed to get to be a part of that. We're really blessed to get to see what God's doing. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it.